In the crowded world of Hollywood, it's easy to get lost in the noise, to be swept up by the glare of the flashbulbs and the relentless demands for more. But every now and then, an actor comes along who quietly stands apart, someone who defies the conventions, who maintains an aura of mystery, and yet commands the screen with a silent force that is impossible to ignore. Cillian Murphy is one of those rare actors. His journey is one of dedication, of profound intensity, and of remarkable depth. To understand Cillian Murphy, we must start where he began, far from the sprawling studios of Hollywood, in the quiet, cultural heart of Ireland. Born in Cork, Murphy grew up with the backdrop of Ireland's rugged beauty, its rich culture, and its sense of artistic identity. But it wasn't acting that first captured his attention. Instead, it was music. As a teenager, Murphy was captivated by rock and roll. He played guitar, wrote songs, and for a time, dreamed of life on stage as a musician. But destiny had other plans, and despite his love for music, it would be acting that would become his calling. In the 1990s, Murphy found himself drawn to the theater scene in Dublin. His first roles were small, experimental performances, but they showcased a talent that was raw, intense, and captivating. Those who saw him act in those early days were struck by his natural ability to embody complex characters and his capacity to express vulnerability and strength in equal measure. Theater was and remains a sacred space for Murphy, a place where his craft was honed, where he learned to breathe life into words on a page, and where he first felt the profound connection between actor and audience. Those who witnessed his performances during those years describe a presence on stage that was magnetic and deeply affecting. The big screen came calling soon enough. In 2002, Cillian Murphy landed a role that would change his life and propel him onto the international stage. In 28 Days Later, Murphy played Jim, a survivor navigating a desolate, post-apocalyptic world. It was a role that demanded both physical stamina and emotional vulnerability, and Murphy delivered a performance that left audiences captivated. It was more than just a role, it was a statement. Murphy brought an authenticity to the character, a sense of haunted resilience that stayed with viewers long after the credits rolled. In many ways, Jim was a precursor to the kind of characters Murphy would become known for. Figures haunted by trauma, resilient but marked by life's darkest moments. Murphy's success in 28 Days Later could have launched him onto the typical Hollywood path: glamorous roles, the endless cycle of interviews, red carpet appearances, and tabloid fame. But Murphy was, and remains, anything but typical. Unlike many of his peers, he chose to step away from the spotlight, rejecting the trappings of fame in favor of something deeper. In interviews, Murphy has always been polite but guarded, carefully choosing his words, keeping the focus on his work rather than his personal life. For him, fame was never the goal. Instead, it was the craft of acting, the chance to delve into the human psyche, to explore the complexities of character that drew him in. One of the most defining aspects of Murphy's career has been his collaboration with visionary director Christopher Nolan. Over the years, Nolan and Murphy have worked together on a series of films that pushed both their talents to new heights. From Batman Begins to Inception, Dunkirk to Oppenheimer, their partnership has become one of the most compelling in modern cinema. Murphy is often drawn to roles that challenge him, roles that require him to stretch, to transform, to explore the darker corners of the mind. And Nolan recognized in Murphy a rare ability to embody complex, layered figures who are neither entirely good nor wholly evil, but something far more compelling. In each film, Murphy has brought a quiet intensity to his roles, using subtle gestures, silence, and his piercing gaze to convey volumes. He doesn't need theatrics or grand gestures. For Murphy, acting is an internal process, a silent transformation that begins long before he steps onto the set. In an industry that often values volume and spectacle, Murphy's style is refreshingly understated. His performances are marked by a power that comes not from words, but from silence, from the pauses, the glances, the stillness. It's as if Murphy understands that what isn't said is often as important as what is. Murphy's blue eyes have become a defining characteristic, an essential part of his mystique. They can be gentle or ferocious, warm or chilling, depending on the character. But there's something else in those eyes, something that suggests a depth of experience, a reservoir of emotions held just beneath the surface. Then came Thomas Shelby, the iconic anti-hero of Peaky Blinders. As the ruthless, haunted gang leader of post-World War I Birmingham, Murphy delivered a performance that transcended television, elevating Peaky Blinders into a cultural phenomenon. Thomas Shelby is complex, a man whose scars run deep, whose silence speaks of battles fought both on and off the field. In Shelby, Murphy found a character whose layers seemed endless, a man whose moral compass was as fractured as his psyche. Through Shelby, Murphy created an icon, a character that fans would come to adore, even in his darkness. Despite his fame, Murphy has managed to maintain a life of privacy that's almost unheard of in Hollywood. He resides in Dublin with his family, far from the glitz and glamour of Los Angeles, and he rarely makes public appearances. For Murphy, his craft and his personal life are two separate worlds, and he works hard to keep them that way. For Cillian, acting is about transformation, about immersing himself completely in a character and then walking away. Fame has always been incidental, something that came as a byproduct of his success, but not something he's ever sought. In an age where every detail of celebrity life is shared, Murphy remains a mystery, a man who chooses to reveal only what he wishes. Cillian Murphy's influence on modern cinema and television goes beyond his characters. In many ways, he represents a vanishing ideal, a dedication to craft over celebrity, to performance over publicity. His quiet power, his intensity, his ability to express the depths of human experience without a single word have made him one of the most compelling actors of our time. As we look back on his career, we see a legacy that defies definition. Cillian Murphy is more than an actor. He is an artist, a storyteller, a mystery, a man whose true self remains hidden, even as he bears his soul in every role. In a world obsessed with fame, Cillian Murphy reminds us that sometimes the most powerful presence is the one that remains unseen, the voice that speaks in silence, and the mystery that lies behind those unforgettable blue eyes.